Okay, so in the first video we looked at the types of families. So now I'm going to the next segment, which is marriage. What is marriage? Okay, so marriage can be defined as well. So what is marriage? So a marriage is a legal union. A marriage is a legal union. It's a legal union of a man and a woman as husband and wife. So a man and a woman, they come together in a legal union and they become husband and wife. So a marriage is simply a legal union of a man and a woman as husband and wife. A marriage, therefore, is a contract that carries societal status of husband and wife. So if you hear people are married, now they will be called husband and wife. They will be called husband and wife. So for this contract to be there, it's a contract. When you sign a contract, it's like there are certain conditions. So that contract comes with certain things. So the first thing the contract is going to be based on will be the rights. All right. So we already know from other topics, rights are entitlements. So rights which are entitlements a wife or a husband enjoys in the union. So these rights, there are some rights that the husband needs to enjoy. There are some rights that the wife has to enjoy. So for example, in a traditional African setting, a wife has a right to be provided for. So nga mubaume baupa omukashi afudike balemusunga bwino, balemupele vyakulya, balemupele vyakufwala, nga mishishi esho afwaya, she doesn't have to suffer. The husband has to provide for her. Nga kufya kulya lelala nensala, it means you are failing as a husband. And also you see that for a husband, the husband also has a right. So in as much as the wife has the right to be provided for by the husband, a husband also has a right. So what right does the husband have? So a husband has a right to be cooked for, kubepikila, being washed for by a wife. So if your husband is looking dirty or gloomy, you see that it will just signify that the husband is being deprived of his right to be cared for by the the wife. So however, couples are free to set their own rights. Maybe some people would say, only gender will be helping my wife to cook. That is okay if they decide to do that. Also, you say, I think since I'm working as a wife, let me provide for my husband. It is also based on your own free will. You set your own rights in your marriage. But there are those rights for a union, a contract to be there between husband and wife. Then there should be some rights that should be enjoyed there. Then the other thing that a marriage should be based on should be obligations. Obligations fin tufya kubati ufudike wachita. So obligations are duties or the things that a wife or husband performs in the union. So ama duties yayo. When you get married, you know that you've got some duties. For example, each spouse has a duty to take care of and protect the other spouse. You see, sometimes you find that other people are saying bad things about your partner. You are a wife, you hear people talking bad things about your husband. It's your duty to protect. You find that the man wants to be taken care of. It is the duty of the wife to do that one. So you take care and protect your spouse. That is your obligation. It's a must. You must know that whether you like it or not, once you get into that legal union, you need to take care and protect. So that is the obligation in that contract. The other thing the marriage should be based on will be the capacities or the capabilities. So the capacities, what do you bring on the table? What are you able to do? So capabilities are abilities and capabilities. So capacities are capabilities or abilities or capabilities. This word capability, ability, it simply means what somebody can do. So capacities, which are abilities or capabilities that each spouse brings to the union. For example, a spouse can bring to the union the ability to provide material requirements of the other. Or in each case, you find that the wife may come with the ability to conceive, okay, and bear children for the union. So you see, you get married as a woman knowing that since my husband works, he'll be providing for me while I give him children and all that. It doesn't just end there. You find that there are some people that have talents. Some people can be good, they've got good luck, they can offer good advice for the betterment of the other partner. So, in short, it's like when this person has shortcomings, the other one comes to supplement. So, you benefit. In short, the capacities can be like the benefits that each partner comes with in that union. So when you're getting married or you want to marry, you must look clearly on what the other partner brings to you. What are you going to benefit and what are they going to benefit from you? So those are the capacities, the abilities or capabilities that each spouse brings into the union. So you look at that one when me coming up with that legal union. Then the other thing are the things that they cannot do, the incapacities, the opposite of capacities, incapacities, or the inabilities or the incapabilities. So you see here we had abilities, the things they bring, so they are able to do, and then here we've got inabilities, the things that they are not able to do. Capacities, incapacities. So you see that it is just the opposite. So under incapacities, what we are simply talking about is that these are inabilities or incapabilities which each spouse brings to the union. For example, a wife who is not educated or not skilled in certain things. So you see that uh, you should understand, if you get married to somebody who is not educated, you must understand that okay, this is what they bring to the table. They will not be able to do certain things. For example, they can't help you type on the computer, they can't help you with some assignments like that. You must understand that okay, since we are in this legal union, I understand that my spouse cannot do this. There are also some spouses that cannot say the truth. So if you know that that is their incapacity, you must live with it, deal with it, understand that this is what I'll be dealing with. So incapacities are those things that some people get married to people that don't work. Then down the line they start complaining. The problem is you did not verify the incapacities. If the person cannot provide and you're not okay with it, you're okay to say, okay, this contract, the marriage contract, will not go ahead. I want this. So make sure that you check the capacities and the incapacities, and then also make sure that those people you're getting into the union with actually understand that we've got rights, obligation, capacities, and incapacities for that marriage to work. So throughout this topic, or should I say, this topic involves what we call the elements of family law. So once we look at these ones, they are actually 10. We need to know that we've covered this one. So you must understand: one, marriage law; two, divorce; three, property settlement; four, maintenance of spouse and children within and after marriage; then custody of children; five, then we're going to have six, adoption of children; then seven, legitimacy of children; then this one is succession; then nine, inheritance of property; and 10, victim support unit. So all these things, once we look at them, CE exam will be easy. We're also going to be looking at some questions at that particular point. So basically, this is what comes to happen. So if I told you, look at all these things, you see that things work better for you. So in short, this is what we are looking at. This is just an intro. The family law, you talk about the types of families, and then you look at marriage, which we've now looked at as a legal union between man and a woman, and then they're going to sign a contract. There's going to be a contract, and then they'll be called husband and wife. And then for that thing to be there, the contract will be based on the rights. Does this person understand that this man or this woman will have to enjoy certain things in that union? The obligations, there will be the duties. Have you understood the duties that you're supposed to perform there in that union? And what are the things you are able to do? What are the capacities? And then also, what are the things you cannot do? Like, the pesa mwapererwa, and then your partner must understand you in those areas. Then we need to look at them one by one, and we call that one the elements of what family law. So the elements of family law are the ones that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to update now some more videos na lachita post to alachitanga we do marriage, for example. We shall do the marriage one in details. Then when we finish marriage, we go to divorce and so on and so forth. We are going to do 5 topics, and those topics do not miss. Then we shall also attempt questions. So I'm going to end it here so that the video isn't too long, and then jot down what you've noted down. Just before I end it here, I'll tell you that in the exam, they'll tell you to write an essay on the elements of family law. So what it is that these are the elements of family law, the 10 of these ones. These are the elements of family law. So if at all you're writing, you say, a family is so. The following are the family, or it involves marriage, divorce, shan. Then later on in other paragraphs, you just define what marriage is, what divorce is, what property settlement is, with some brief things. And you find that such a question may have maybe 16 marks or may have 12 marks. So if it has 16 marks, you mention those elements. You can even mention maybe 8, then explain a little bit so that you can have 8 times 2, you get 16. Even better if you can mention all the 10, then you try to expand and you can be in a very good position. So it is very important that we share what that element of family law is. So I'll end it here, but just make sure that you memorize all of these things, marriage, what, and you're able to write something there. So I'll be posting now elements of family law one by one in preparation for our exam.